The morning air was heavy with humidity and the distant clamor of Lagos traffic, cutting through Anya's thin jacket like a knife. She pulled the material tighter, wishing she had something warmer. Every nerve in her body hummed with a mix of fear and desperate excitement. Today was the day. Her first day as a financial analyst at Summit Corp. It was a chance she had fought for years to get, a golden ticket out of a life of constant hardship. She could not, absolutely could not be late. But her stomach ached with a deep, empty gnawing. She hadn't eaten a proper meal in 2 days. In her hand, she clutched a small paper parcel. Inside was her entire fuel supply, half a bagel, salvaged from a cafe's discard bin, and an apple that was soft on one side. She knew the calories were crucial for the long, brain-taxing day ahead. Then she saw him. He was near the entrance of a dark, narrow side street, leaning against a dumpster that was already overflowing. He was an older man, maybe in his late 60s. His face was kind but drawn, marked by profound weariness, and his eyes held a look of deep, quiet distress. He wore a simple, heavy tweed coat that looked old but clean. A coat that suggested he wasn't homeless, just profoundly unlucky or suddenly in trouble. He looked completely out of place against the grim backdrop of the alley. Anya paused, her hurried walk stopping dead. Her own need was screaming at her, "Go, go, go." But the sight of the man's exhausted face, the look of silent suffering, was a stronger pull. She thought about her bagel. It was all she had. The man, Simon, noticed her looking. He quickly tried to straighten his posture, adjusting his coat and forcing a look into polite disinterest. He didn't want anyone to see his trouble. Anya walked toward him softly, not wanting to scare him. "Sir," she whispered, her voice rough from the cold. Simon looked up, startled. His eyes, though tired, were clear and intelligent. He spoke with a quiet, educated voice. "Yes. Can I help you?" "Are you all right?" Anya asked, ignoring his question. "You look very tired. Have you eaten anything?" A complex, brief flash crossed Simon's face, a mix of pride and pain. "I'm fine, thank you," he insisted too quickly. "I just had a long walk this morning. I'm catching my breath." Anya stood still. She recognized the pride in his refusal. She knew how much it hurt to admit you needed help, especially when you felt you should be above it. She looked down at her small parcel. It was nothing, yet it was everything. She had to offer it in a way that didn't insult him. "Sir, please," Anya said, trying to make the offer sound completely casual. "I have something here that is frankly too much for me. I overestimated my appetite this morning. It would be a huge waste if I just threw the rest of it away, and that would be a shame." Simon frowned slightly. "Throw it away? Why would you carry food just to discard it?" "Oh, it's just this half bagel and an apple," Anya lied convincingly. "I really can't finish it, but it's still fresh. Please, just take it. It will be better used by you than by the trash truck." She opened the paper and placed the bagel and the apple on a clean part of the wall beside him. "Just a little something to keep you going." Simon stared at the offering. He didn't see scraps. He saw the sacrifice of a poor, shivering young woman who had nothing. He realized she had skipped her own breakfast just to offer him this small bit of dignity. It was the greatest gift he could receive. "Thank you," he murmured, his voice now thick with emotion. He gently picked up the apple. This is truly kind of you." Anya felt a sudden, profound warmth spread through her, stronger than the cold. "Don't thank me," she said, pulling her worn coat tighter. "It's only food. We help when we can. I need to leave now, or I will be late for my new job." "I cannot pay you back, but I can offer my name," the man insisted, his sharp eyes holding hers. "I am Simon." "And I am Anya," she replied. Simon nodded slowly, looking at her determined face, her worn clothes, and her amazing generosity. "Anya, may you be blessed for this kindness. It means more to me than you could possibly know." Anya gave a quick, brave smile and turned away, rushing toward the sleek, towering skyscrapers of Victoria Island. She was late and she was hungrier than before, but the act of compassion gave her a fierce, quiet strength. She had done the right thing, and that was more important than any job. Anya ran the last few blocks, her worn shoes skidding slightly on the slick pavement near the financial hub of Victoria Island. The tall buildings seemed to touch the sky, cold monuments to success and money. Summit Corp was the largest and most impressive of them all. a giant tower of dark, polished glass in the heart of the business district. She pushed through the massive revolving door and into the lobby. The sudden, powerful air conditioning of the building felt both luxurious and overwhelming. The lobby was spotless, a minimalist work of art. Black marble floors, white walls, and a perfect echoing silence that made Anya feel small and loud. She looked at the clock. 17 minutes late. She walked toward the reception desk. It was a long, thin slab of white stone, and behind it sat Dana, the chief administrator. Dana was the perfect image of corporate authority: immaculate suit, perfectly smooth hair, and a face set in an expression of instant, icy disapproval. "Good morning," Anya said, trying to make her voice sound stable. "I am Anya, the new financial analyst. I sincerely apologize. I am a few minutes behind schedule on my first day." Dana slowly put down her expensive pen and raised her eyes. She started at Anya's face, moved to her thin coat, and finally rested on her worn shoes. The look was devastating, a complete and total judgment of everything Anya was not. "Good morning," Dana mimicked, her voice smooth and completely without warmth. "I am Dana, and let me make something clear to you, Miss Anya. We demand precision at Summit Corp. A few minutes behind schedule is not acceptable. It shows a fundamental lack of respect for the time and status of this company." Anya felt the blood rush to her cheeks. She knew she was being reprimanded, but Dana's eyes made it personal, a cruel focus on her lack of wealth and status. "I understand completely, Dana," Anya forced herself to say, keeping her tone level. "It will absolutely not happen again. I apologize for the poor first impression." "It had better not," Dana warned, her voice becoming sharper. "This company pays for the sharpest minds, and the sharpest minds are punctual and polished. Your file shows your background is unusual. I suggest you start acting like a professional who belongs here. Conform immediately." The word stung like a physical blow. Dana was making it clear she didn't belong. Anya desperately fought back the urge to argue. She needed this job too much. This was her chance to save her life. "Understood, Dana. Thank you for the clarity. Where should I go now?" Dana pushed a keycard and a file across the desk. She didn't bother to meet Anya's hand. "Your office is on the 3rd floor. Go settle in and review the basic file setup. Engineer Leo Vance is in a critical meeting and is completely unavailable. You are to wait for his call. Do not bother anyone. Simply wait, and do not waste any more time." Anya took the card, her fingers numb. The job was real, but the atmosphere was suffocating. She walked toward the elevator, feeling the weight of Dana's judgment settling on her shoulders. She had to prove her genius was stronger than the prejudice of this place. Anya found her small, functional office. It had a view that made her gasp, the entire city spread out below her. She sat down, turned on the high-end computer, and immediately buried herself in the financial data. She focused completely on the numbers, the clean, rational world of risk and logic, trying to erase the memory of Dana's cold face. The only thing that mattered was the call from engineer Leo Vance. Meanwhile, downstairs in the pristine, echoing lobby, Simon reappeared. He had finished the small meal Anya gave him. The food and the kindness had renewed his strength and determination. He had come here with a purpose: to see his son, Leo. He was worried because Leo hadn't returned his calls. Simon walked to the reception desk, the simple tweed coat looking even more out of place against the marble. He waited patiently until Dana finally looked up, her expression souring instantly as she categorized him as a common person who shouldn't be there. "Yes?" she said, her voice dripping with impatience. "Excuse me, ma'am," Simon said gently. "I am looking for my son. He is one of the lead engineers. His name is Leo Vance." Dana scoffed. "Your son?" "Sir, this is Summit Corp. We hire highly specialized staff." "Are you certain you have the right place?" "Oh, quite certain," Simon confirmed, with a slight knowing smile. "He is engineer Leo Vance. He is my son." Dana stared at him. The sheer absurdity of this simple, tired old man, claiming to be the father of the CEO and owner of the company, was instantly rejected by her prejudiced mind. "Engineer Vance is in a critical multi-million-dollar business meeting," Dana stated, her voice icy. "He is completely unavailable. We do not permit unscheduled interruptions, especially not from family members." She leaned forward, lowering her voice to a threatening whisper. "Sir, you are creating an uncomfortable atmosphere here. This is not a place for loitering. I highly recommend you leave immediately before I have to call security." Simon's polite composure broke slightly. He felt the coldness of her heart. He only wanted to see his son. "Ma'am, I assure you, I am not bothering anyone. I am simply worried about my boy." "Worry elsewhere," Dana snapped, completely fed up. She stood up slightly. "I am not repeating myself. Leave the premises now, or I will call security and have you thrown out." Simon looked defeated. The corporate gatekeeper, full of arrogance and prejudice, was an impenetrable wall. He slowly turned, his spirit bruised by her harsh words. He prepared to walk away, worried and sad. Just as Simon started to leave, the elevator doors opened and Anya stepped out. She needed to quickly stretch her legs before getting back to the spreadsheets. She saw the scene instantly. Simon, the kind man she had helped, slumped in dejection, and Dana, rigid with triumph behind the desk. The rage Anya had held back earlier, the frustration over the delay, the insult about her background, the crushing judgment, all focused on this moment. Her dream job, her security, everything she had worked for, suddenly felt less important than the simple moral requirement to act. She walked straight to the desk, her thin coat seeming to swell with defiance. Dana frowned deeply. "Anya, I told you to wait upstairs. What do you think you are doing?" Anya ignored the administrative rebuke. Her gaze was locked on Dana's face. "I saw what just happened, Dana. That is not how you treat an elderly man." Dana was furious that the new poor analyst dared to challenge her authority. "I was handling a situation," Dana hissed, her voice sharp. "A beggar was making false claims. I am managing the security here. You were late. You are in no position to tell me how to do my job." "He was not begging," Anya insisted, her voice trembling slightly but holding firm. "He was asking for his son. You treated him like trash and humiliated him." Dana slammed her hand on the desk. "Listen to me. You have no job security here. You want to keep this miraculous position? Then you keep your head down, you focus on your files, and you let me manage the integrity of this building. This is the real world." The choice was laid bare: compromise her values to survive in this world of wealth or walk away. Anya looked at Simon, then back at the arrogant, cold administrator. The fear of losing the job was real, a cold stone in her stomach, but the thought of staying, of accepting that cruelty, was worse. "I know how things work, Dana," Anya said, her voice clear and strong despite the fear. "And I refuse to work for a company that allows this kind of disrespect. If this is the expected behavior here, then I would rather not work here. Not for one more day." The lobby fell silent. Dana's face was twisted in shock, then boiling rage. "Is that a resignation, Miss Anya?" Dana bit out. "It is a statement of principle," Anya corrected her. She took the keycard and placed it neatly on the corner of the reception desk. She walked to Simon and gently placed her hand on his back. "Come on, Simon," she said softly. "Let's go." They walked out together, the heavy glass door pushing them back into the vibrant Lagos sun. Anya had lost everything for a stranger, but as she stood outside the massive tower, she felt a burning sense of dignity and freedom she hadn't had inside. The moment the door closed behind them, the executive floor upstairs exploded into a controlled professional panic. Leo Vance, the CEO, had just finished his final strategy session. The huge contract was ready. He needed Anya immediately to run the critical risk simulation. "Where is Anya?" Leo demanded, checking his watch. "I need her analysis now. Peter is coming back for the final signing." His assistant was terrified. "Sir, you need to speak with Dana, the chief administrator." Leo called Dana's desk, impatience sharp in his voice. Downstairs, Dana was still trembling with angry victory. She snatched up the private line. "Reception, Dana speaking." "Where is Anya?" Leo Vance demanded. "Why is she not at her desk?" Dana, proud of her decisive action, explained, "Engineer Vance, I managed the situation. The analyst was late, unprofessional, and interfered with security regarding a loitering person. I made the judgment call to terminate her employment." Leo listened in stunned silence, grasping the phone tightly. The sophisticated risk assessment he needed, the one that could save the company, was now gone. "You did what?" Leo's voice was dangerously quiet, shaking with intense anger. I fired her, sir. For tardiness and insubordination, I was maintaining the standard. Dahlia, Leo roared, using her full name. You had no authority. No one fires a crucial analyst needed for a deal of this magnitude. You have just sabotaged a potential multi-million-dollar contract because of your petty prejudice. Dana started to stammer, her confidence shattering. But, sir, she was late and she looked so poor. She was a security risk. I don't care if she came from the gutter, Leo yelled. Her genius is worth more than your entire salary, and she is the only person who can run the test I need in this time frame. You have one chance, Dana. You find that analyst. You bring her back into this building immediately. If she is not sitting at her desk and analyzing that deal in 10 minutes, you are fired. Do you understand? Your job is gone. He slammed the phone down. Dana stood frozen, her face pale. Her arrogance had cost her everything. She ran from her pristine desk, scrambling toward the revolving doors, her expensive heels clicking a desperate, panicked rhythm on the marble. She had to find the girl she had just scorned. Dana found Anya sitting on a cold stone bench near a bustling bus stop a few blocks away, calmly reviewing papers from her worn folder. Dana rushed toward her, panting, her perfect suit now wrinkled, her facade completely ruined. Anya, wait, stop. You must come back, Dana begged, her voice raw with desperation. Anya looked up, her expression calm and detached. She slowly folded her papers. Yes, Dana? What do you want? Engineer Vance needs you immediately, Dana cried. There is a critical contract signing, and he needs your analysis. I was wrong, Anya. I was terribly wrong to fire you. He will fire me. I will lose everything. I agree you were wrong, Dana, Anya said calmly. But I already chose to leave. I have no reason to return simply to save your job. It was a mistake, a terrible error of judgment, Dana pleaded, tears beginning to well up in her eyes. Please, you are a kind person. Don't let me lose my livelihood over this. Anya stood up slowly. She was in control now, and she felt a powerful responsibility to use that control for justice. I am kind, Dana, but kindness must be earned with respect. You treated me like dirt, and you treated Simon like a street dog, Anya said, her voice quiet but firm. I apologize to you, Dana stammered quickly. I apologize for how I spoke to you. It was unprofessional. That is insufficient, Anya countered sharply. Your stress is not my concern. I demand a sincere apology, not just to me, but for the profound lack of human decency you showed to Simon. You mocked his dignity based only on his appearance. Dana's pride fought hard against this demand. Why is that necessary? He was disrupting the lobby. He was looking for his son, Anya corrected her fiercely. Until you honor that man with the respect he deserves, I will not believe your apology, and I will not set foot back into that building. Simon must be welcomed, or I will not return. Your choice. Dana stared at Anya, trapped. The humiliation was immense, but the fear of ruin was greater. Fine, Dana choked out the word, her face twisted in defeat. I agree. I will apologize, and I will ensure he sees his son immediately. Now, please, we must hurry. Anya nodded once, retrieved her folder, and started walking back toward the shining tower. She was returning, not as a desperate employee, but as a person enforcing a moral standard. The return was fast and silent. Dana rushed Anya through the lobby, avoiding eye contact with everyone. Leo Vance met them outside his office, his face tight with relief and tension. He gave Dana a curt dismissal and focused entirely on Anya. Anya, thank you. I owe you a huge apology. We can discuss the administration later. Right now, I need you on this contract. He ushered her into his office where Peter, the partner, was waiting, tapping a silver pen impatiently. Welcome back, Anya, Leo said, pushing the massive contract toward her. This is Peter. He is ready to sign. I need you to focus only on the risk and financial liability clauses. Anya nodded, professional and cool, and immediately began to read the document. She ignored Peter's dismissive glare. Peter launched into a smooth practice speech aimed at Leo. It's a clean agreement, Leo. The risk is balanced. Just minor updates to the financing schedule. Don't let small administrative worries ruin this deal now. Anya's brilliant mind scanned the complex text, searching only for hidden dangers. She stopped at section 4.3, titled Contingency Allocation. She reread the section twice. The wording was subtle and dangerous. It stated that if the joint project suffered a loss above a specific, easily reached number, the entire financial responsibility would shift automatically to the party managing the physical assets, Summit Corp. It was a perfect legal trick. Peter tried to rush them. "We're talking about guaranteed profits. Don't let a girl who was late today halt a deal that took 10 years to build." Anya put her pen down neatly. She looked up at Leo, her face completely serious. "Engineer Vance," she interrupted, her voice firm and clear. "I have found a critical clause in Section 4.3. It is a poison pill liability. It forces Summit Corp to take on the full loss if the venture hits a specific loss threshold. This clause could expose the company to catastrophic financial damage." She turned to Peter. "The numbers do not care about the length of the partnership, they only care about the liability exposure. The potential loss here is greater than the cost of delaying the signing." Leo took the contract and read the section Anya marked. Her warning resonated with his own instincts. It was a sophisticated trap. He looked at Peter, who was beginning to sweat. "I won't sign it today, Peter," Leo declared, closing the contract. "Anya has found a crucial flaw. We need external legal review for the next few days." Peter stormed out, defeated, realizing the deal was ruined. Anya had saved the company from disaster. Anya quickly left the executive office and took the elevator back down. She had to make sure Dana kept her promise to Simon. But when she reached the lobby, Dana, consumed by fear and anger, was already betraying her word. She was secretly telling security to remove Simon again, convinced he was a liar. The security guards moved towards Simon just as the private executive elevator opened. Leo Vance stepped out, looking for Anya to thank her properly. Leo froze. He saw the security guards moving on the quiet old man. "Dad!" Leo shouted, his executive demeanor instantly gone. Simon looked up, his face breaking into a huge, loving smile. "Son, Leo!" Leo rushed past the stunned guards, who immediately backed off and hugged Simon tightly. "Dad, what are you doing here?" "Why are the guards called?" Leo asked, worried. Dana stood frozen behind the desk, her face drained of all color. The man she had insulted, threatened, and tried to have physically removed was Simon Sterling, the founder, the quiet billionaire, and the CEO's father. "He is my father, Simon Sterling," Leo announced to the silent lobby, his voice powerful with pride and anger. "He is the founder of this company. His clothes do not define his dignity. Why was security called on him?" Dana stammered, unable to explain her cruel judgment. Simon then stepped forward. He looked at Anya with immense respect, and then at his son. "She was late, son," Simon said clearly, "because she found me looking tired and hungry in an alleyway. She shared her only food with me. She risked her job for kindness. She has the strongest character I have ever seen." Leo Vance was furious at Dana's prejudice. He was ready to fire her instantly, but Simon put a calm hand on his son's arm. "Don't fire her completely, son. Give her a chance to learn respect in a practical way." Leo listened to his father. Firing Dana was easy. Teaching her a valuable lesson was better. "Dana," Leo said, voice calm but absolute, "your actions were an abuse of power and prejudice. You will not be fired." Dana looked up, hope flickering in her eyes. "However," Leo continued, "you have lost all power. You will no longer be the chief administrator. Your new role is administrative assistant." He turned and looked straight at Anya. "You will report directly to Anya. She is now your superior. You will handle all of her simple tasks, her scheduling, her filing, her logistics. You will learn the value of respect and professionalism by working under the person whose dignity you tried to destroy." Dana stood there, completely defeated. The humiliation of serving the girl she had mocked was the ultimate professional punishment. It was a painful, practical lesson in humility. "Thank you, Anya," Dana said, the words forced but finally containing a sliver of genuine defeated respect. "I will perform my duties professionally." Simon hugged Anya warmly. "Go well, Anya. You saved my son's company and taught a crucial lesson in humanity." Leo and Anya went back upstairs to work on the revised contract strategy. "Call me Leo," he told her, smiling. "We have a monumental amount of work ahead of us, and I wouldn't want anyone else by my side to handle it." The first few days under the new arrangement were tense, but rigorously professional. Dana, now Anya's assistant, performed her duties with chilling efficiency. She handled Anya's calendar, printed her reports, and managed the flow of information, never missing a detail. She was a perfect administrator, but a cold one. Anya never once treated Dana with anything but calm, clear instruction. She didn't rub in the demotion. She simply treated Dana as a necessary part of her operation, demanding competence and punctuality. One afternoon, Dana placed a stack of papers on Anya's desk. The preliminary risk models for the new merger target, as requested. Everything is filed and cross-referenced. Anya scanned the papers, her attention already focused on the numbers, not the person. Thank you, Dana. This is exactly right. Please prepare a summary brief, prioritizing any debt exposure over 10 million. Dana hesitated, which was unusual. Anya, why are you spending so much time on this small target? This company only represents a 2% portfolio risk. Our executive team usually ignores these minor audits. Anya looked up, her expression serious. We analyze every risk, Dana, not just the ones that look big. A 2% risk that is poorly managed can hide a 30% loss. We check every corner. Please prepare the brief. Reluctantly, Dana did the work. 2 hours later, Anya's analysis proved correct. The small target held a complex off-balance sheet liability that, if triggered, would indeed have cost Summit Corp millions in cleanup costs. Leo Vance came to Anya's office immediately, impressed. You found another needle in the haystack, Anya. You're the best financial defense we've ever had. Anya gave the credit where it was due. I only had the time to dive so deep because Dana delivered the primary model so quickly, Leo. Her efficiency is flawless. Dana, standing quietly in the doorway, heard the compliment. It was a genuine acknowledgement of her work, not a pity prize. A small crack appeared in her icy armor. She realized that Anya's focus on integrity extended to professional fairness. Anya didn't just care about principle, she cared about doing things right without prejudice. Later that week, Leo knocked on Anya's open office door. Anya, put the spreadsheets down for 10 minutes. I'm starving. Would you join me for lunch? No high-level discussion, just food. Of course, Leo, Anya agreed, grateful for the break. Instead of taking her to the lavish executive dining room, Leo led her outside, navigating through busy Lagos streets to a small, unassuming food spot a few blocks from the tower. As they sat across from each other at a small, slightly worn table, Leo looked at her, his expression warm and thoughtful. I needed this, he confessed, taking a bite of his sandwich. Sometimes I feel like this building is a gilded cage. You forget what's real when you're always surrounded by marble and glass. Anya smiled faintly. I know the feeling. The silence in the lobby is deafening. Leo grew quiet, watching her. I've been thinking about that morning, Anya, about why you were late. Anya felt her heart squeeze. She hadn't wanted to mention the sacrifice. It's handled, Leo. It won't happen again. No, I mean the real reason, he insisted gently. My dad told me you shared your breakfast with him, the only food you had, because you were hungry too. He paused. I can't imagine how hard that must have been. To walk away from your one meal to help someone else, and then face Dana's cruel judgment. Anya looked down at her simple sandwich. It was hard, but watching him be humiliated was harder. When you have so little, the only thing you have left to protect is your sense of right and wrong. I chose to protect that. Leo nodded slowly, completely understanding. That is the core of who you are, isn't it? That integrity. It's the reason you saved this company from Peter, and it's the reason my father believes in you so strongly. He leaned forward, his voice earnest. I hired you for your genius, Anya. I'm keeping you for your character. That is worth more to me than any portfolio. Anya met his gaze, feeling a deep, quiet respect. This conversation, simple and honest, was more valuable than any corner office. She finally felt seen, not for her worn jacket or her financial models, but for her truth. The following Monday, Leo Vance called an unscheduled all-staff assembly in the Summit Corp auditorium, overlooking the Lagos Lagoon. Anya and Dana sat together in the front row. Anya, calm and composed, and Dana, stiff and visibly uncomfortable. Leo stepped onto the stage. Beside him, dressed in his simple tweed coat, was Simon Sterling. The entire staff buzzed with shock and curiosity. Today is not about quarter-end results, Leo began, his voice ringing with authority. It is about our foundation. It is about the difference between success and integrity. He then introduced Simon Sterling, the true founder of Summit Corp. Simon spoke briefly, telling the story of Anya's kindness in the side street and her bravery in the lobby. He made it clear he had been testing the company's heart. Leo took over, his gaze sweeping the room. We failed that test. We allowed prejudice to blind us. We fired the most talented person we hired because she showed kindness and was not wearing the right clothes. He looked directly at Dana, not to shame her further, but to state a fact. Dana, our former administrator, acted on that prejudice. Her role has been permanently changed. She now reports to Anya, who she once ridiculed. This is not about punishment, it is about establishing a new standard. Leo then announced the Anya principle, a new company policy for all internal operations. Character, not circumstance. From this moment on, Leo declared, every hiring, every promotion, and every interaction in this building will be governed by the Anya principle. We will not judge dignity by a person's suit or their starting position. We will judge talent by its output and character by its courage. He looked at Anya, who stood up to a wave of genuine applause. Anya has done more than just save us from financial ruin. She has restored our moral vision. She is not just an analyst. She is the moral leader of this studio. As the staff dispersed, Anya felt the weight of the moment. She wasn't just working a job, she was shaping a culture. Dana approached her, no longer stiff, but quiet. Anya, she said, her voice low and hesitant, I filed your travel plans for next week, and I apologize for my blindness. I am still learning. But I will live up to this new standard. I know you will, Dana, Anya said, offering a sincere nod. She looked at Leo, then at the massive glass tower overlooking the Lagos skyline. It no longer felt cold and hostile. It felt like a place where her brilliance and her character finally had a solid, permanent home. Her future is bright, built on the strongest currency of all, unshakable integrity.